and welcome to Katie Tries Technic. So today we are trying a full face first impressions of Technic. We are continuing on with our Wilco saga of makeup because the last time we tried body collection. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it down below. So if you want to find out if Technic is worth it and it is worth you spending your money on it, then just stick around and keep watching. Please like, subscribe and comment. It would be great to hear from you guys. Make sure you check out my social medias and enjoy the video. Okay, so I'm just going to jump into eyes first because I'm working with a pressed pigment eyeshadow palette today, and I've never used one before, so I'm not sure if there's going to be a lot of fallout or not. So I'm going to do my eyebrows first, and I have, what do I have? I have the Technic. This is what it looks like. Oh, quickly as well, this nail varnish is actually one that I picked up from Technic. It was only £1.50, yeah? And I only had to do one coat and you get this much colour. I'm not very good at painting my nails, so don't look too closely. But anyway, this is the Technic Ultra Fine Micro Brow Pencil. This is just in the shade Brunette. I tried to finally get the right shade. And I'm just gonna start off by brushing through. I just want to preface by saying that I haven't used any of these products, like, at all. I haven't tried them. Literally went out and bought them yesterday. So we're giving them a go. So I'm gonna start off with this one. Okay, so that's looking a bit more red toned than I wanted it to. Like, that's, like, look at that. Is it so bad on camera? I don't know, but it's definitely red toned in person. I definitely wanted, I suppose, more of a cooler shade, but we'll see how it actually works. I mean, it's applying on pretty smooth. It's quite similar to the body collection one I tried last video in terms of like the actual formula, but that doesn't surprise me so much because Technic actually owns body collection. But you know, it feels a little waxy, but I kind of like a more waxier one because I feel like it holds better. I'm just gonna finish these up and we can see how it looks. Okay, so that's them filled in. They're definitely looking red toned and they're way darker than what I'm used to, because I've been using that one from the body collection in blonde. I just want to grab it quickly just to compare. They are pretty much exactly the same pencil, like down to everything, to like the size of them, the shape of them, the way that the information's presented. The only thing is that this one should go this way. So, but everything is the same. It's the same on the back as well. I'm just gonna set it with a little bit of Revolution Clear Brow Gel. What I'm gonna be using for our concealer and our foundation and everything else. And that is this Colour Fix Cream Foundation Contour Palette. So I basically picked this up for all of the cream steps. This is what it looks like. Okay, so I didn't get it in a shade, so that's a little worrying because that's obviously not friendly to all skin tones. I don't know if they will sell other ones. This is the only one that I saw. I'm probably going to use this first shade. It's not the lightest in there, but it's probably about the second lightest. And I'm just going to take that and just clean up a little. Okay, so the back and the brows are cleaned up. They're looking a little better. They're still a bit too red, but we'll see when my hair dries if it's probably not going to match. But oh well, we ain't got anywhere to go to today. I'm just going to prime my eyelids, and I'm actually going to use one of these shades as well. I'm just going to take the lightest shade, so this one, and I'm just going to put that all over my lid. Okay, so we're back and our lids are primed, and I'm going to dip into our eyeshadow palette. I will show you it. It is this. Now this is a pressed pigment palette, as I mentioned. This is called Trend Setter. So you have a variety of mattes and shimmers, and this palette just looks beautiful. Like, honestly, if you just covered this bit up, it's like a great autumn palette, and then you've obviously got all your beautiful pops of colour. I have actually heard as well that if you use a sticky base, so you know, we don't set what I've just put down, then it actually pressed pigments actually work better with that. I'm gonna dip into this just top colour over here. There's quite a lot of fallout. Is that common with pressed pigments? I do not know. Okay, so I've just had to shift you over a bit because the sun decided to come out and blind me. So as I say, we're going in with this colour, and I'm just going to put it this outer corner, and I'm just going to blend that in towards my crease. Now that is some nice colour payoff. So that's how that first shade is looking. That's blended out nicely. It's quite intense, honestly, I wasn't expecting it. I'm going to swap probably to a bit of a smaller brush, just so I can control a bit better the next shade. I'm just going to grab this little brush, and I'm going to go into now, I think, the one underneath it, so this sort of like orangey shade. Okay, I'm just going to pop that. Just here. Oh, look at that, that's nice, that. Hello baby. Just gonna grab this little Essence blender brush. I'm just gonna go into this yellow shade here. Just gonna grab that, and I'm gonna just try and blend that out a little bit up here. Just gonna try and take this in a bit more of a less orangey direction. I'm gonna mix this one with this one over here, and we're just gonna go into that outer corner there, just deepen it up a little. I'm gonna take that first brush and just sort of blend it all together. I'm liking how that's looking so far. I'm just going to take a bare brush with nothing on it, and I'm just going to try and blend the edges out a little to try and soften everything up. Just sort of touch that up a bit. Okay, so that's looking nice so far. Definitely getting some fall vibes from that. Well, autumn as we say over here. And then I want to go in with a shimmer shade, which I'm probably going to do over my whole lid. I'm just going to grab a brush, just a flat little packer brush, and I'm gonna go in with this one, this little dark one, and maybe we'll just put a little bit of that like in the center or something for like a pop. And I'm not gonna wet it, I'm just gonna try it dry. Just gonna go straight on. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's nice. Okay, and I've only taken that sort of about 3/4 of the way in, because I'm just gonna go back in with that brush that had the dark shade on it, and we're just gonna sort of blend a little. I am glad that I decided to do my eyes first, because there's quite a lot of fallout. I'm gonna, I think, just take this like gold right there. I'm just gonna pop that like right here. Oh, it's like a bronzy shade. It's like a bronzy gold. Okay, so I just quickly wiped off that excess. I really like that, those pressed pigments. Honestly, I was afraid of pressed pigments, but ooh, they're really nice. Sorry if I keep moving. I'm just trying to, you know, work with the lighten, because obviously I'm using natural lighten. Go in with our primer, and before I actually went into the Wilco to pick some bits up, I had a look online, and I was really drawn to this product. I don't know why. There's a whole line of it. So it's this vitamin C brightening primer, and it says uses a complexion brightener underneath foundation or wear alone for a dewy look. So, and then it has a pump. We're just gonna pump. Oh, it's like, it's sort of like yellowy, pearly luminescent. So I'm just gonna take about that much. Oh, it smells like oranges. It smells nice. Or does it? It actually smells a little bit like overwhelming when you're putting it all over your face. But you can see the glow that that has instantly given me. I am glowy. You can't argue with that. It looks like it's given my skin sort of like a golden sheen. Can you see that? Well, I can see it in person. It's giving me like a golden sheen, so, you know, you could probably just wear this alone if you know, wanted to. But I don't want to. So we're going to go in with foundation. So this is the palette that we're using. You know, I mentioned it earlier. And because of the nature of it, I'm probably just going to like dip and mix, honestly. So I'm going to take a bit of this one, a bit of this one, maybe even a bit of this bottom one over here. And apparently not get anything. So this is definitely harder to work with than a conventional foundation. Like, yeah, it has all the steps that you would need in here, but it's quite irritating. I'm actually liking that. I'm liking the finish. I'm liking the coverage, liking the colour that I can sort of like mix and match myself. Yeah, I actually quite like that, surprisingly. And it's been pretty easy to blend in as well, because I feel like you're not getting like too much product at a time. It makes me wonder what that actual like bottle foundations would be like. I'm gonna add in some concealer. Brush me. And I'm gonna use sort of like this sort of peachy tone I think I want to give a go. I'm just gonna mix these two, this one and this one, because I just want to see if it's actually going to correct anything. I've heard that with peachy pinky toned ones you can actually conceal a little bit better. Well, look at that direct comparison, isn't that nice? It's just cancelled out all of my darkness. Oh my god, it looks like I've got black eye over it. Okay, this little palette thing, oh yeah, I'm into it. I'm liking the way that my skin is looking, and that is very rare for me. Okay, and then I'm gonna blend all of this in with a beauty blender. I'm gonna see if it changes the finish, changes the coverage, or... Okay, so that blends in like the easiest thing I've ever blended in my whole life. That's just like bish bash bosh. Yeah? What? It just melted into your skin? What? I mean, it has maybe shade it out a little. I'm gonna go over everything with a brush where I've got my redness. Just try and make it go away. It always wants to stick around, but I keep trying to evict it and it won't leave. We're gonna cream contour because there is a contour shade in this palette. So I'm gonna take my brush. I'm gonna go into this deep shade over here and actually try and get some product. That is the only thing I will say, but that's probably a good thing. I'm just gonna take that and I'm gonna... Oh, got a bit too much. I was freaking moaning about it and then it's like decided to join the party. I mean, that just melts in like butter, does it not? So now we're gonna go into powder, and I have this colour correcting powder. I don't usually like a loose powder because it can just get too powdery, but let's have a look. And it comes with a little puff. I've just got powder all over myself, but this is what it looks like. I'm just gonna pour a little into the cap. And it looks kind of like yellowy, well, it looks exactly like the cap, honestly. Grab a small amount on my brush and just put it under my eye. And just sort of try and press it in as best as I can. Oh, I can really see it under my eye there. I don't know if it's like a tad too dark for me or something, or if I use too much. I'm gonna do like one half of the face with the powder, and I want to see if we can see anything. Get off my nose, yo. I don't think it looks much smoother. If anything, I think it's emphasised texture sort of around this area. I don't know if you can see. But I'd say maybe it's muted a little bit of my redness. Let's go on the other side. I mean, I can still see a little radiance coming through. Definitely not as much as before. And it has, you know, sort of mattified me, like I'm not shiny. Then we're gonna go into bronzer and contour, and this is the Mega Matte Bronzer, and I'm gonna go into this lighter shade here. I'm just gonna do a bit of contouring with it. And then I'm just gonna take a bigger brush, and I'm gonna go into this sort of a darker shade down here, mix those, even mix that bottom one, so mix these three, tap off a bit, and I'm gonna just bronze myself up a little. This little quad I think is really great. Like, you can contour with it, you can bronze with it. I think it's gonna be good for probably quite a few skin tones as well. I mean, it blends out really nicely, it wears really nicely. I'm next gonna highlight, and I have this. The Technic Mega Glow. This is what the shades look like, so I think that this is gonna be great for like, from pasty to probably, you know, quite dark skin toned. This one looks a bit more yellowy, yeah, but when I swatch it, you know, you can't really tell the difference. They're quite similar. But I'm gonna take this sort of yellowy toned shade, and I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of that. So mixy. So that is intense. Okay, that's really nice, but I do feel as though, like, you can see like this peach from that correcting cream, then I feel like you can see the highlighter just like swiped across my face. Merge, please, merge. So this is how we're looking. I'm just gonna use a bit of setting spray. This is the Technic Dewy Setting Spray, and I've only got a little bit of this left because I've been using this for a while now. And I'm just gonna use that just to sort of help mesh all of the powders together and hopefully make me not look as dry. So I don't know when the camera cut out. I'm not really sure what steps have been missed. I finished up doing my eyeshadow. I was literally just saying that if you haven't seen my review of Body Collection, which was the last video, then firstly, you should, because there are some good finds. But I was saying last time that I wish they had put a bit more money into their eyeshadows to make them a bit more, give them a bit more quality, a bit more richness in the pigment so that actually match the pan. And I was literally just saying that with this, don't mind this, I sort of got my brush through an accident, it's sad. But with this, like, pretty much what you see is kind of what you get, and like, this colour payoff is just pretty insane to me, especially for the price. This palette was £7, I don't know if I mentioned that, but £7 for like some of the most pigmented eyeshadows that I think that I've worked with. It's nice, and it blends like just so easy. They blend so nicely into one another. I'm gonna take, well, we've got to see how light this shade is. We're gonna take this, just pop it in the inner corner. I'm just gonna curl my lashes and then we'll jump straight into mascara, which I am excited about. This is the Technic Mega Lash waterproof mascara because my eyes water a lot. If you actually have anything to stop eyes watering, please let me know, because it's becoming a real problem. It just washes all my eyeshadow off. So this is what the brush looks like. It's a big old brush. How are you going to use this on your bottom lashes? Let's just try. Oh, that's giving me some length straight away. Oh, that's not messing around, is it? It's a bit chunky to like get in your inner corner though. I got a little bit of transfer up here from where obviously it wasn't. Oh, now I've got a bit of transfer down there from obviously where it's not dry. Let's do this side. Okay, so I expected the bottom lashes to be super hard with this, but it's actually not. Like, I always smudge the bottom lashes, and look, I haven't smudged once. Oh, that was so easy to get off as well. So we're gonna do lips. I have here the Technic retractable lip liner, and this is in the shade Nude. This is a nice sort of like browny colour. I'm not gonna do an ombre, I'm just gonna colour it all in. Okay, it's like super creamy, but it's definitely darker on camera than it looks in person. And then the gloss I have is this glossy top. It doesn't say, but I'm fairly certain it was in the shade Shimmy. So you pull this out. Oh, it smells like sweets. Oh, that's nice. Okay, I'm just gonna see. Just gonna take that lip liner, which is blunted down so quickly. I'm just gonna go over the Cupid's bow, just to try and define it a little. Okay, I'm just gonna sort out my hair and then we will be back for the final thoughts. What do you think? Do you like it? I like it. So let's go through in order and say our final thoughts. Brow pencil. What do we think now? Is it still a bit too red? I think it's still the slightest bit too warm for my liking, but I do like it, and I could definitely use it, and I could definitely get away with it. So we use this for sorting out the eyebrows. It's great, it's creamy, it's pigmented, so easy to blend. You can just pick whatever shade sort of like suits you, and also it can depend on like the day. It can just depend on whatever kind of look you want. This is a little palette thing for concealer, foundation, everything. I just think is just great. It was so inexpensive as well, and I'm just gonna get so much use out of this. It's just pretty much all of your cream face steps in one. Then we went on to the eyeshadow. The colours are great. I love that you have all of sort of your autumn colours, you have some like neutral colours, you have some pops in here. These shimmers are great. The mattes are just so, they blend so nicely. They're just so nice. I love that you have like some depth with some of these shades. I do wish that there was probably like a sort of like mid-toned brown in there, because I do think that that is maybe one thing that is lacking. It performs incredibly on the eyes. I'll also insert some swatches that I did of it. I haven't got a bad word to say about it, it's just great. The primer is just, where is it? Where's that juicy little thing? This smells so nice, and it's just giving me such a great glow throughout the whole bleeding thing. I honestly really want to try the other stuff that's in this line now, this little orange bottle line. I wonder if it all smells the same, because that's a nice smell. So then it was back to the palette, which I just said that I think is great. I love the fact that you can mix and match. I do think, however, that maybe I hope that they have different palettes for different skin tones. I'm not sure, but I will ask my editor to have a look on the website, and he will put up here if there are, you know, any other palettes. Then we used the powder. You know, I don't think it's incredibly smooth, but it did colour correct a little, but I will keep playing with it just to see. The matte bronzer palette, I think that it's great. I think that it blends beautifully. I like the fact that you have a cool shade for contouring and a warm shade for bronzer. I do think that it will match quite a few skin tones, but that is in the light to medium shade, so there probably are different ones of that. I just didn't look, but again, I'll ask my editor to look online. And then the highlight, again, I think that this would match a lot of different skin tones. Does this have a shade on it? It does not. So yeah, like I imagine that these sort of shades, like, so obviously the fairest of the fair, and then I think that these sort of shades would be kind of good for like if you're medium skinned, and then this would probably be good if you're darker skinned. I think they would be beautiful. Honestly, that gold on a darker skin tone I think would look stunning. It's a nice highlight palette. I do think that it showed up texture a little more than I like, and it was a like, it's not that it was streaky, but you could definitely sort of see a streak, but I think that's because the shade was a little too light for me. So I think I'm just gonna have to do a bit of mixing and matching, a bit of playing around with that just to see, but I'm excited to do that. So then I went back and I did that. The mascara, oh my god, I actually can't go over the mascara. So new favourite, I feel like I said that last video, but new favourite. I'm gonna have to do a video where I compare this one from Technic and this one from Body Collection, because Technic owns Body Collection, so maybe I could do something where I sort of like do half a face Technic, half face Body Collection, and we can actually see if their products are any different or if they're like ripping you off selling the same thing in both lines. And then more onto the lips. This lip liner was smooth and buttery as anything. It's worn down a bit, so you can't get like complete preciseness, which, you know, I would like to see it maybe a little bit thinner. Oh wait, it comes with a little sharpener, so you can sharpen it to get preciseness. Okay, I still probably would have liked it a bit thinner, but I love the fact that they included a sharpener. It's nice, it's smooth, it was pigmented, it went on super nicely, and then this gloss, like, it's not chunky at all, it's so comfortable. It's not sticky, it feels nice, it smells nice. I want to try different colours of this. It is reading a bit more pinky than orange. I mean, considering it's not too far off actually. I mean, it's a little far off, but you know what I mean. It's in the same sort of family. The setting spray, can't forget about my setting spray. I do honestly think that the setting spray helped to merge everything together a little bit. I am so impressed with Technic. I honestly can't believe I haven't heard about them before. Where have I been? Have I just been living in a hole where nobody spoke about them? I don't know. But this is the final look. I'm really impressed, regardless of the price, honestly. Like, I would pay a lot more for this. So, Technic, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 thumbs up. It's really good. I don't think there's anything that I didn't like, honestly. Is there anything that I didn't like? The powder, that's about it. But I didn't even mind the powder. I'll just keep playing with it. Let me know if you want sort of like a follow-up thing. Like, once I've played with everything for a little while, do you want me to do sort of something like, this is what I actually think? Like, now that I've sort of settled into it, maybe it's not as impressive as it was at first glance. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. It's just nice that people are watching these, if you are watching, so thank you. Please subscribe. Check out all of my other social medias, because I might post some stuff there. Yeah. Have you tried Technic? Do you like Technic? Do you? I will leave sort of like a little thing either on the video or down in the description box saying like, did it crease throughout the day? Like, did the mascara smudge? How quickly did the gloss come off? I will leave all of that information either in the video or in the description. But have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!